Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Jason meets his match.
Directed by Joseph Zito, starring Erich Anderson, Kimberly Beck, Crispin Glover, Corey Feldman, and Ted White as my favorite Jason. This movie takes place right after the events of Friday 3. Jason's body is brought to the local hospital where he's not dead. He just gets up and starts killing people immediately. He finds his way back to Camp Crystal Lake and goes on a murderous rampage. This is a recommendation from our top donator over on Patreon, Deke. He said this one was tied for his top Friday the 13th film. It was between this and Jason X. I think a lot of people would agree. But I also know that a lot of people hate Jason X. I am not one of them. I am a big advocate. Before we get into it, because it's a popular franchise, we're going to be talking spoilers. If you haven't seen it, you probably should watch it. It's one of the best in the franchise, and we're just gonna talk about some of the fun scenes and the kills. So what do we like? Like I casually mentioned, Ted White is my favorite Jason. Of course I love CJ Graham and Kane Hodder, but Ted White has the exact build of like my favorite type of Jason. He's tall, he's beastly, he's super strong, he literally walks through doors. I don't know, this Jason just seems so cool.
Yeah, he's definitely really badass. Like, hit him with a weapon? Oh, what's that? I just caught your machete with my bare hand? No big deal, I'm still gonna come after you.
And I think another big highlight of this movie is Jason's inevitable demise at the hands of Tommy Jarvis, one of Friday the 13th's most popular character, obviously played by Corey Feldman. Just a little boy who's kind of like a young Tom Savini at the time, making masks. He's really creative, and the way that he decides to go about taking on Jason is to awkwardly shave his head and make himself look like baby Jason, and then just go at him with a machete. Corey Feldman is an absolute badass, honestly. And not only just in this scene, I think he's like really smart because he kind of put all the pieces together. He's like fixing cars, he's just like standing up and being like the man of the household, and it's really cool. He's way too young to be doing the things that he's doing, including peeping on the neighbors.
I mean, he's 13. If you were a 13-year-old you would do the same thing.
Yeah. Would I leap and jump around like a fucking idiot on my bed like that? No.
He would be pretty excited.
Yeah, I just pull out my dick though.
And then mom comes in and ducks you to bed.
You gotta play it calm there, but I wouldn't be just like grabbing my pillow and jumping around like an idiot. Like,
it's like, this is his Christmas morning.
Yeah, he's like the N64 kid. It's kind of like how I do when I saw all the boobs in this movie. Because this Friday has a pretty reasonable amount of nudity, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, God, I'm horny.
It was fun when everyone at the lake is just like, let's go skinny dipping.
Fuck it, they didn't even like think about it, except Crispin.
Oh, no, we have no suits.
I really like Crispin Glover in this movie. He's like the innocent boy. He's going to Teddy for advice.
Don't be such a mid-buck.
It was just funny seeing George McFly just doing his thing in this horror movie.
And that dead fuck can dance, because he was busting a groove. And everyone sees this scene shared on social media all the time because it is just classic, and it's great.
You just gotta see it, like one of the actors was probably thinking like, man, we gotta get the scene moving. I'm just gonna go put a slow song on right now. And then we don't have to have him dancing by himself.
Hey, how come you turned that off? Relax, Jimbo. You're gonna love this.
And we also had some great kills. But I think one of my favorites is like really simple, and that's just like the raft kill. You see the stab underneath, but the fact that his hand is just like holding down like the shh, I'm just gonna ease you into this death. I thought it was great.
I would say that my favorite kill was Jason's kill. Like, we have a maskless Jason now with a machete in his head. He falls down, and just like him slowly going down onto the machete, I think that is quality. It's no surprise that the practical effects are great because Tom Savini, of course, in his prime, just crushing it. I like that we had the party house, and then we also had the Jarvis household, where we have Trish, who doesn't necessarily like want to hang out with them over there, but is interested. But I think it's a cool setup for like a Friday the 13th movie. It's kind of unique in the fact that we have two separate storylines happening. We've got the kids and we've got a family, and I just liked going between the two because it helps with the pacing of the movie. I thought the pacing was really great because not only do we just jump into things very quickly with a great intro. I really like the intro because it does summarize like the first 3 movies really quick.
Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night. Jason's out there.
If there's anything slow, it's just because it's like a sensual sex scene or something. And then it'll immediately jump over to the other storyline with the Jarvises to find out what they're doing. Or even with Rob to try and figure out what he's doing. He's on the hunt for Jason, of course, not bears like he said. So I like that we had a bunch of different storylines kind of going on at the same time so we can keep the movie going.
Holy Jesus, God damn!
It really did feel like it was a continuation. Like we didn't need to have all this backstory. We're here, Jason's coming out, and he's gonna kill you all. It was simple and effective.
Real cute girl. Was. Well, she still is.
We glossed over it, but the twins, chef's kiss. Absolutely love them. Actually, all the girls. I know we talked about the nudity, but like, all the girls are babes. I'm sure the guys are hunks, but I don't know.
I thought they were just some cool guys that were gonna be lifelong friends, but they just turned out to be a bunch of hunks.
I wasn't a fan of Teddy though. I mean, I get what his character was. He's the computer guy. Let me punch it into my computer.
It says you're a dead fuck.
Yeah, but this time the computer lied because Jimmy was not a dead fuck like it suggested.
Was I a dead fuck? I think you were incredible.
And I think they were gonna go for round 2, but for some reason, Jimmy just took her panties, went down to brag to Ted. He should have just stayed up there and had sex again.
And then he would have died while having sex instead of him getting screwed.
Where the hell's corkscrew?
I also like that Teddy's character didn't work out for him because he was super aggressive and the twins were just playing him like an absolute fool. And the fact that everybody else was hooking up except him was great because it's something you just kind of want to see. Like this guy's just being such a dick to his friends and here he is just smoking pot, watching porno. Like me on a Sunday afternoon. But I'm less of a dick. Now what didn't we like?
I kind of wanted more Jason. Realistically, there is kind of a lull of him in the middle. He starts off with a bang and then he just runs amok at the end. There's like something in the middle that I feel is missing. It's not a dislike. I want to see more Jason.
I kind of wish we had a little bit more Corey Feldman. Like I said, the story does bounce around between the different like paths, but there's a good like 45 minutes where we don't even see Tommy Jarvis at all. Like, I don't know what he's been doing. So there was constant times because they kind of jumped back and forth, I wanted to know more. Sometimes it was kind of like a night trap situation where I was like, I want to click this other building and just see what's going on in there.
Paul thinks I'm great in bed, so that's where I keep him.
And then switch over. Because that's how it kind of felt, like going back and forth, which was cool, but I wanted to see what Jarvis was doing. What cool masks was he making? I wanted to know more about his special effects work because it would have been cool for him to maybe to even pull some kind of pranks with some of his special effects. I think they could have explored that option a little bit better. I know that's a completely different movie. Like we see Tommy kind of spying on the neighbors a few times and you think that that's gonna build up to something different. And I think there was a good opportunity for him to go over and even if it was just to like peek in the window but maybe like throw off somebody in the house, I don't know. I know I'm just like fantasy booking this movie now, but it's something that I wanted to see. More Little Jarvis. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. The final chapter is one of the best in the franchise, hands down. It's got a great story and ending thanks to Tommy Jarvis. Ted White does a phenomenal job as Jason, and Jason is just presented as such a badass in this film. Everything he does has a lot of power behind it. I liked our cast, we had a lot of enjoyable characters, and I did like the relationship angles that we had, even though they're just minor and it's all about like people sleeping around. It was fun. And we also got a lot of nudity out of it, which is a bonus. This is a great film all around. I forgot to mention the sound, obviously. Harry Manfredini crushed it once again. And as a whole, this is a great movie. So I'm gonna give this 4.5 Banana Girls out of 5.
I absolutely love this film. It's well paced, it's a simple story, and we have great characters, and we have probably one of the best Jasons out there. We have characters that we love, we have characters that we hate, and we're introduced to this like child character who is really cool in Tommy Jarvis because he's like more of a grown-up than he is a kid. You really just like have a soft spot for him because you're like, oh man, look at him. He's helping his sister, helping his mom. And then he just like becomes badass as he goes to fight Jason. There isn't much I didn't like about this film. Yes, you always want to see more Jason. That's just nitpicky for me. But other than that, this very well could be the best in the franchise. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 5 buns of steel workouts out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond.